you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the map Fog Island. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the west, ending with Team 2 in the east. Starting off with Team 1's northern player and working our way southward, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, the highest rated player on Team 1, and in the game overall, it is Wi-Fi at a 2400 rating. He is playing a Cybran this match. To his southeast, we have in Royal Purple, Han Solo. Will he shoot first, or will he be shot at first? He is a 1400, and he is also a Cybran. And on the last section of the map here in the north here for Team 1, we have XBOCT as a UEF in Ruby Red as a 1700. On the southern side of Team 1's lineup, on the northern side, we have in Orange the color orange, God Osiris as a Seraphim as a 900. And south of him, we have in Light Oak Tan, the UEF player of Tosim. He is a 1200. And last but not least for Team 1 in the southwestern corner of the map here in Royal Blue is Quantum Typhoon as a Cybran. He is an 1100. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Cybrans, 2 UEF, and 1 Seraphim, which means Team 1 lacks Aeon technology. Starting off with Team 2 southern player working way northward, we have in Rust the Cybran player of Zio, or the Yayo? I think it's Zio. He is a 2100. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. To his northwest, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue Shaga. He is a UEF for this match as a 1200. And to the northeast here, finishing up Team 2 southern side of the map, we have Yellow Colorado 31. He is a Cybran in Chevy Crimson as a 900. And again, his name is Yellow, which I probably will just call him Colorado so I don't confuse myself or anybody else watching. Again, he's in Chevy Crimson. To his north in Batman Gray is Kane as a Seraphim for this match as a 1700. And to his north in Light Lightest Red Pink, we have Katsu as a Cybran as a 1600. And finally, for Team 2 in the northeastern corner of the map here, we have in Snow White, Joy. He is a Cybran for this match as an 1100. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 4 Cybrans, 1 UEF, and 1 Seraphim, which means for the entirety of this game, there are no Aeons present, but I will add a little bit of a disclaimer to that. There actually are 2 Aeon naval headquarters located in the middle of the map. So technically, if any of our players do decide to grab Aeon technology, they can do that by capturing these facilities. There's also a couple of AA and PD emplacements dotted around the map here. And of course, we have a couple of strat bombers just guarding those headquarters. There's also a couple of Black Sun, air quotes, Black Sun facilities that have been destroyed. They do pop up as reclaim, so they are worth 3,600. But of course, you have to destroy them or reclaim them and then technically make it a wreck and then reclaim it. I would assume it's a little weird because it is popping up as a reclaim number, but it's technically a structure, and the same thing does go down. Maybe that's just a way of how they spawn into the game. Anyways, talking about reclaim overall, our player is currently sitting at, drumroll please, 162,000 mass in reclaim, and that's for 12 players, which means it is over 10,000 mass per player. I think it's like 12,000, maybe I think it's 12,000 mass per player. And there are, of course, some players now vying for control of the middle of the map, and we are going to look at, of course, mass point layouts. There is a decent amount of mexes here in the middle of the map, which is why there's already players going for it. There's a couple of mexes on the southern edge and a couple of them on these little islands dotted around this central island. Besides that, most of the mexes do reside kind of on the edges of the map and a couple of them in the water. So it's going to be very much a mass fab, Rascom, scaly map besides the middle of, well, the map. And let's go ahead to see what our players in the middle of the map is doing. Kane trying to establish himself. There is, of course, that bomber nearby causing him some havoc, as well as some interceptors here for XBOCT. It is a little bit confusing because he is Ruby Red, and the AI structures and units are also ruby red, so that gets a little confusing. There's also these radar systems in the water, which is very interesting. I don't know if you can naturally build radar systems underneath the surface of the water. Obviously, you can build sonar, but they're there. That would be an interesting thought experiment to just try to build one. I mean, you can build mass extractors and mass storages underneath the surface, but I wonder if you can build radar systems. Anyway, we do see those bombers are trying to be shot down by XBOCT, and a nice little engineer just trying to reclaim for his family for Wi-Fi gets annihilated by said bomber. Bomber has taken a decent amount of damage so far, dropping into the yellow, and they do not regen, but they might if they get enough veterancy, because this one's already sitting at 600 mass killed, not a second. And of course we have this bomber over here causing some havoc for Kane. He is just trying to stay alive, but this is of course an AI controlled unit, so it's not really super efficient with its bombs, but it's still providing him a nice annoyance to deal with. Bomb does land right in front of Kane. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Ooh, drops him into the yellow. High yellows, but still drops him. We do see some units have now landed here for God Osiris, trying to again claim that side of the map. He's now being bombarded by two of them, and those facilities are going down. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. He's gonna be forced to retreat for the time being. Those AIs are getting their money's worth, that is for sure. We do see, of course, now some transports with some engineers on board, probably going for that naval headquarters, trying to claim it. There are a couple of land bridges in the north and the south that players can send units through, at least in terms of land units, whereas, again, very huge choke points in the sense of there's not really any way around the map besides hover tech and transport. So I expect to see a lot of AA and a lot of transports and a lot of Navy, considering it is decent size of a pond. And of course, with naval headquarters literally in the middle of the map, I wouldn't be surprised to see that make a main stage appearance. And it does look like this naval headquarters is actually in the rock, so it's possible that you can't even they are capturing it. Huh. I wonder if, because it's stuck in the land, you can't build anything from it besides maybe engineers? Because this one over here is not in the water, but this one is. Sorry, yeah, this one's in the water. This one is not, I should say. And bomber going to land, taking out all those engineers. Oh, man, that's just rough for Kane. He's just suffering this game. T2 engineering suite coming online for him in the middle. Gun coming on the way here for Tosim in the south. Of course, I expect to see also 4 air players at a minimum. They're in each of the corners of the map, expanding out as much as possible. Team 1 already sitting at 500 mass almost per second. Team 2 at 370. They're scaling their ecos quite quickly. And really not any land engagements as of yet here between either of the players in the south or in the north. They're kind of, again, focusing on just building up T2 land online for Katsu. T2 land probably about to be online for Han Solo somewhere. No, not yet. No, maybe. Oh, no, it's right there. Okay, I was going to say he's probably upgrading at some point. We do see that T2 air coming online for Quantum, and T2 air, actually already T3 air upgrade has been started by Wi-Fi. His mirror in the southeast, T3 has been started. He's a little bit behind in the upgrading process, but not too far behind, so it's not going to be one-sided. That bomber has killed off 1,900 mass, done a ton of damage here to both teams, but primarily to Kane, who's really struggling to just kind of have some sort of presence. We do see that God Osiris getting a little bit better end of the deal, but now he's being bombarded now. He has T2 air online, probably going to get some of those Notha fighter bombers to deal with those strat bombers. And those things, man, they were just kicking butt this game. And that T2 engineering suite almost online. And in the south, we have a drop outbound from Zio that occurred, trying to kind of keep Tosimba a little bit pinned here between those PD emplacements and some land forces for Shag. Shag hasn't moved them yet, but the PD are here. A couple of Mantis distracting a nice little T1 PD, allowing their teammate of Tosim to move in and take them out. And that's going to be the end of that engagement down there in the south. Tactical missile has been started by Kane, who's going to try to go after most likely this position and then possibly creep westward. And that's a naval headquarters still being captured here by these engineers. Do you see that bomber is about to be shot down? Finally, there goes that one. Is the other one shot down already? Yes, nope, that's just a lot of reclaim. Never mind. Nope, that's just a lot of lots of reclaim in the middle of the map here. Don't see that other bomber, so yes, it was shot down. Both of the bomber threats have been done, and yes, you can capture them. I just don't know if you can build anything. No, you can't. Oh, no, it's building stuff. Okay, so that is a thing. It still shows up as a reclaim, which is a little annoying. And this one is just kind of stuck in the environment there. That missile is done. T2 has been started by Quantum for his commander. T2 almost done here for Colorado, built very quickly. And, of course, those Black Sun facilities still sitting there to be reclaimed. At least that one is. The other one has already been reclaimed by XBOCT, who also has T2 Navy online. That is pretty important. We do see that Team 2 also has T2 Naval Headquarters online, one Seraphim, one Cybran for Katsu and Kane. Of course, the land engagement is not really going to occur at this point, so really Navy is going to be the main attack vector. I have casted this map before. It has been a while since I have casted it. It was, last time I remember casting it, I had, in the game, there was a Awasat bomber that killed off 500,000 mass. The bomber was nuts that game. It was one bomber, just 500,000 mass killed. Insane. It was a great use of the bomber, of course, but just, man, that thing stayed alive a long time. Missile outbound going after possibly the T2 mechs or the radar system. Probably going to guess the T2 mechs first and then the radar. Yep, there it goes. There goes that T2 mechs, dropping God Osiris's eco a little bit more. We do see a lot of some subs inbound from Katsu. Lots of subs also online for XBOCT and a couple of them for this naval headquarters for Han Solo. And yes, it can produce produce units just barely. It's just barely over to the west to be able to get those units in the water. We do see this pseudo land naval headquarters thingamajiggy is now being captured by XBOCT. So its color is actually not going to change, which will be very, very useful for remembering who owns it. We do see that TOSIM's units are actually firing at that headquarters. Kane in the water being shot at by some of these subs and a destroyer, but those subs are going to start being reclaimed, so TOSIM needs to move them before they get destroyed. And now officially it is owned, and it does build into the landmass, which is very interesting. It just pops up through the environment. I want to see like a destroyer or something be built and just go boop, just out of the water. Lots of engineers online for Osiris, scooping up all of that mass. Team 1 sitting at 960, Team 2 at 820. We do see there, of course, as I mentioned earlier, there are some PD and AA emplacement. That Ravager being very useful in taking out that destroyer that's going to sit there and just get shot at until either it gets moved or it gets destroyed. One or the other. In the south, looks like more posturing, but Team 1's TOSIM moving in with a nano and gun comm. Do a little bit more firepower and hit points, but there is a decent amount of PD here for Shaga, so not really the best idea to engage. I mean, UEF is pretty tanky for defense, so even if he has a UEF commander, it's not a smart idea to engage, at least without any supporting units. T2 Navy also online here for Shag as well. T3 Air, of course, online for both of the air players in the northwest and the southeast. Drop bomber inbound from Zio, actually going after Quantum's facilities. T2 Air is online, and that bomber has now killed off 4,600 mass at its first veterancy. Done a great job of that so far. In the northeast, T3 Air also online for Quiet Joy in producing some ASFs, I'm assuming, here shortly. Now, at least the spy plane had been able to get some intel. Another bomb drops, takes out another mech. So far, Quantum has lost 2 T2. I think that mech, yeah, that mech was fully ringed, so that's 18 mass a second. Another bomb is inbound, going to take out another fully ringed T2 mech, so that is 27 mass per second that he is now losing. And that naval headquarters gets reclaimed and then moved over, so it looks like you can't really build with those, like build actual naval units with that one. You have to essentially move it. But now Team 1 has Aeon technology, technically. So Team 1 has Aeon technology, Team 2 does not. Unless Team 2 captures some engineers or one of those structures, they do not have Aeon technology. I'm assuming somebody's going to cart some of those engineers back to protect for the time being. We do see a fight between these destroyers and these other destroyers here from Team 2 against the Aeon and Cybran and UEF forces from Team 1. We do see a bulwark shield online for XBOCT. And of course, those destroyers are being built right next door. That facility is going to go down due to some cruiser missile fire inbound from Kane. There it goes. Oh, there it goes. Volcanoes were a little bit too late to the party, and unfortunately, they were unable to save that facility. I'm wondering if any sort of Aeon tech did survive and get back to base. You would assume a transport picked up at least a couple of them. They'd be under the control at least of Han Solo at a minimum. There are a couple of engineers still here, but I don't think they're going to last very much longer with those forces from Team 2 engaging on that northern side of the island. T3 units online for Han Solo as well on the land bridge in the north, and that is not going to be stopped by this PD and TMD base. Couple, probably 2 or 3 more loyalists, and they can run over that position quite easily. That Salem was firing at something over there. More strat bombers being built up by Zio in the south. T3 naval, not T3, T3 engineering suite coming online for Quantum in the south. Trying to get a little bit more beefiness out of his commander, and of course getting that extra build power. We do see that Raz has been started by Wi-Fi, pumping out some engineers, going for more P-gens to scale his eco even further, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, he's already built the quantum gateway and is spamming out hives to assist with the gating in of SACUs for support in his eco endeavors. Zio right behind his tail in mass per second at almost 400, and Wi-Fi's at 460. We do see tides are shifting in Team 1's favor now, with more forces arriving from XBOCT to push in against those from Kane and Katsu. In the southern side of things, it looks like really the conflict is happening right here next to the land bridge. We do see Tosim is pushing in at the same time as forces in the Navy are. It is a UEF versus a UEF fleet, so no faction advantages one way or the other, only what these players built in terms of units. We do see that there is a bulwark in there as well. There is a cruiser over here, so there's a lot of missiles, a lot of shields. Looks like it's going after the T2 naval headquarters over here, but there is some Team D on the cruisers, which deal with those missiles quite easily, and there are some Cybran facilities nearby for Wi-Fi. Looks like he's going to be pumping out some units to assist the push in the south. I do love that. He's probably just going to build some frigates just to pump out something down there and spend some of that mass to assist this southern side. Bombers are inbound from Zio, though, so probably needs those forces sooner rather than later at this point. They are inbound for, looks like, the cruiser. Want to take out the AA first. Good play from Zio going after that. That is dead and gone. Overkills that thing, and some strat bombers come in and take out another destroyer, really collapsing Team 1's naval power down here. Oh, cruiser. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I was going to say it's about to survive, and it's not. ASF are moving in. Quantum builds an experimental, most likely a monkey. Yep, there it is. Monkey is online. 20 minutes on the clock, so pretty much one of the fastest monkeys I have seen, especially from an air player. It just went straight for monkey, probably trying to just at least attack on the land side of things. His air power isn't really going to get him anywhere, at least for the time being, because it really takes a while to build up enough to really have enough oomph to like go after a target. Bombers in the north here for God Osiris going after the fleet for Team 2. Team 2 again constantly being pushed back. Kane over here next door, next to this engagement, has a nice little naval factory for some engineers to assist with his T3 engineering suite. Hasn't made an attempt to get onto the land side of things. We do see some forces. T3 Navy online for Yellow Colorado, pumping out Salem's. Kind of surprised to not see him go for those Galaxy-class battleships. That'd be way more impactful. I mean, again, the destroyers are good, but going for the battleship this early would be very beneficial, especially for defending against this attack in the north or just punching through in the south with Shaga's forces. We do see that the land fight not really going Team 1's way. We do see just so many missile launchers online, not really allowing any sort of engagement. But missile is outbound from Tosim. Tosim. I had to make sure I say his name right. Missile is sailing over, going after this T3 mechs, looks like. It is going to be losing its mass storages, but one missile won't be enough. It'll have to be another one thrown at this. That is definitely unfortunate. It goes from 27 mass a second to 18 mass a second. So one missile does kill off 9 mass a second, which is a T2 mech fully ringed. There is a nuke online for Team 1 in the form of God Osiris. Also going for a bomber, so going for bomber and nuke at the same time. I think he should shift for the nuke first and then the bomber and not try to do two things at once. Efficiency and all that. We do see a land fight has broken through Team 2's defenses. That base did not defend against the bricks. There are some Corsairs inbound from Quiet, but that's only going to slow Team 1's approach. More bricks are inbound. Lots of engineers about to finish a monkey here for Wi-Fi. He's going to throw all of his weight around with all of that mass and throw it in Team 2's face. 23 minutes on the clock. Let's take a look at the game overall. Nobody has died yet. No one has DC'd. No one's left the game. No one's done any of that. So it is a 6v6 game here. Team 1, 2.1K, 2.0 K mass per second. Team 2, slightly behind, 1.8, 1.9. So I'll call it about 200 mass a second in favor of Team 1. Map control does favor Team 1, but with a Navy game plus a little bit of land, it's very hard to really pin down what's, like, do they own this? Do they own this? Do they own this? Like that kind of thing. So I'd say 51% Team 1, 49% Team 2. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching to this point in the video. And obviously, I encourage everyone to watch to the end because you've already made it essentially halfway through, so you might as well just watch till the end because why not? We do see in the south, looks like Naval fleet pushing in for Shaga. His comms still pumping out those missiles. I'm assuming Team D is being built over here. Not yet. Not yet to protect that T3 mechs. I don't see any more missiles, though. Actually, it looks like it's going after the headquarters, but there are some Team D built, so that's going to be nullified quite quickly. Lots of units just holding position here for Yellow Colorado, not sending them in south. He has built that Galaxy, so he heard me from the ether or dark ether, depending on you enjoy COD. Oh, what is it? 6 zombies? Is that's not out yet? That's soon. I know it's coming out this year, which am excited. I am a fan of Treyarch zombies, and when they came out with Black Ops 1 and World at War and all of that, and past year or so, I've kind of gone back and done most of the Easter eggs, at least for Black Ops 3. I think that was the best one, in my opinion. 4 is interesting. It's not the best, but I did think COD Cold War Zombies was very mixed bag. They held your hand, I think, way too much for the Easter egg. And the one, I forget what the mode called, where it was essentially like a way, like, I don't know, like the world changes and it's like level 1 or level 2. I forget what that mode was called. Those Easter eggs weren't as good as like round-based ones. Anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked by the zombies. Let me know, of course, down in the comments if you enjoyed COD Zombies. I still am of the opinion of, I think Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 3 was the best. Black Ops 4 was fine. All that other stuff, not great. Cold War was so we'll see if 6 is really good. But I'm excited for it. All the coverage I've been seeing over it looks really good. But we'll just have to see. I probably will play it. I don't know if I'll play. I definitely probably won't play it on the channel. Unless a lot of people do want to see me play it. I will do a video if there is a lot of support behind it. But this is more of a strategy channel, not necessarily a first-person shooter. But I guess there's a lot of strategy to zombies as well. So you can kind of mix in strategy anywhere. Anyway, sorry, again, being sidetracked by zombies again. In the south, Team 2's Shaga pushing in. forcing back Tosimba's forces, getting almost to the T2 Naval headquarters. Now the fleet is inbound from Yellow Colorado. It is going to force Team 1 to either send the forces south. We do see Zio's ASFs chasing down that bomber. That bomber killed off 8,000 mass, got one bomb off, but it gets shot down on Team 1's side of the map, though. So the mass investment will be reinvested somewhere else. The nuke has probably been spotted now by Team 2. And Quiet Joe saying something about something. I don't really know what's going on with that. Looks like there is stealth, nano. Laser is done for Han Solo, so he has the laser going for stealth now, possibly going for a cloaking commander. That's his first upgrade. Very surprising to see the laser be the first upgrade. That nuke is finished. Is it going to fire immediately? The sooner... the command has been given. It opens up. It is going after this position for Katsu. I mean, he could have gone after the... no, wouldn't have been able to go after Quiet Joe's facility. So Katsu is going to be the recipient of the first nuke of the game. It is going to land. That is going to definitely hurt Team 2's Navy. But with the emergence of Yellow Colorado's forces, that might be enough to shift essentially the naval game in Team 2's favor, now that we see most of the forces have been pushed back for Team 1 and these forces now in the main facilities for Tosim. We do see that in the southwest, just pumping out spy planes, get some vision, as well as getting some SACUs online, getting that eco right squared away. That nuke is going to land here shortly. What is Team 1's airplane in the northwest doing? Scathis has been started. So Team 1 wanting to end the game sooner rather than later. Does Team 2 have a response in the southeast? No, but still going for SACUs, going for monkeys, and scaling his air grid as well. There's not really a lot of space up here, and he's just kind of borrowing some space from Shaga. Almost 30 minutes on the clock, and nobody has died. And, of course, in the northeast, kaboom! All 6 core mechs well, 6 of the 8 go down. Essentially, Katsu's knocked out of the game for a while, if he does even come back. I mean, it is 27 minutes. He can come back. He's probably just going to funnel everything into Navy. There are a decent amount of bricks inbound in the north. We do see that Wi-Fi is getting a perimeter monitoring system online. Does give him a little bit of vision in the northeast. And, of course, I think he gives Omni as well. I think he gives Omni. I don't know. It doesn't give anything, just vision. So no Omni. Which, I mean, vision is nice. I'd like to have Omni and vision, but I think he'll take the vision nonetheless. Any other spicier plays here for Team 1? No artillery in this base or this base. We do see that there was some sort of experimental being built. Looks like, I don't know where it went, but that is definitely a space. Oh, actually, that's actually a transport. That's not. It looks like it was going to be for that, but Quantum is killed off by Quiet Joe. Quiet Joe teleports in and kills off the first player in the game at 28 minutes. Did not make the match past 30, unfortunately, with everybody surviving. It is rare to see that. It does happen, but it is very rare. Do see that Quiet Joe will get out of the great play so far. T2PD trying to be spammed up. We'll take out some more facilities, but of course the APM is a big thing to really just eat at Team 1. The only downside, of course, is now Wi-Fi has dual base. Of course, that eco is kind of cut in half from this base, but it's still a chunk, and we do see that Tosim is just really suffering here, being bombarded by cruiser missiles. His T2 land facility is going to go offline, trying to keep it online. I highly doubt it'll stay online for very much longer. Tactical building nuke has been started by him. And Corsairs are inbound for a sniper pretend. He's not moving, and he is going to die here. There he goes. Those Corsairs were on a suicide mission. Some of them do survive, but that is a nice kill here by Quiet Joe, getting 2 kills so far in this game. 1 from his comm, 1 from his Corsairs. It is now a 6v4 in favor of Team 1, and as I stated, one of the only downsides is it now gives Wi-Fi more eco, and he's currently building, well, he's building a laser on board his commander, but also building a Scathis. That's more eco in his coffers. That thing will scale even quicker. And we do see that the Navy is collapsing on Team 1. Unit cap has been reached by somebody. Oh, it looks like it's been reached by Wi-Fi, which is weird because 2 players died, so I feel like his unit cap should go up, which is weird. Huh. Anyway, those destroyers off the shore, kills off the nuke. That is the downside with building it right there. God of Osiris did get 1 nuke off, so he did take out an entire player's worth of eco. with that nuke, but unfortunately it is now gone. Probably should have built it probably back here at a minimum, just to stay out of range, at least the destroyers at a minimum. No real attacks from Team 1 yet on the southern edge. We could see an entire wiping of the southern side of the map by Team 2. There is a Monkey Lord online for Zio, and I think there was another. Yep, there's the other one. We do see SACUs building up. Maybe we'll see a play for Scathis or some other sort of artillery. Shaga going for a RAS upgrade near that base in the southeast. Multiple Omni stations online for Zio as well, getting tons and tons of intel. Love those. You can essentially see the entire map. He has a ton of vision, obviously, from his team as well. But he has a ton of vision on the map. And that radar system proving very, very useful. I think this one is... Oh, it's Seraphim. That's why it's not grouping up. But another group of vision. Group of strat bombers inbound from Quiet Joy. Keep saying Joe for some reason. Quiet Joy inbound somewhere. T3 Naval Headquarters online for Shaga. So we have 2 T3 Naval Headquarters here for Team 2. I think the third one also online, as well as produced a Plan B and another T3. That's 4 T3 Naval Headquarters for Team 2. Team 1 only has 1. That is not going to go well, especially with all of these destroyers now walking onto land, deciding to be a little like alligators and just traverse the map. Unit cap reached again. It looks like it's been reached by Wi-Fi, which is, again, very weird. I thought the unit cap would go up, but I guess not. God of Osiris just trying to dodge. He probably will make it in the water. He currently isn't going for it, but now, of course, his entire base is gone. He's knocked out of the game for the time being. We do see some Vespers online. T2 sub-hunters going after that. Galaxy class. There's also a Tempest, actually 2 of them online. That one looks like it has it. Oh, I was going to say it has an issue with its gun. It wasn't deploying, but that one is severely weakened. Probably won't last very much longer. This one is in the yellow as well. Team 2 is putting a lot of pressure on the naval side of things. Scathis is done. 31 minutes. Shots are away. Second Scathis has been started by Wi-Fi going for T3. Engineering Suite on board that commander. His ASFs are going to sit there and protect it with their lives. There is a Hathun battleship over here sniping at all of those T3 mexes. I think the land engagement has kind of just stopped, and Team 1's, at least the highest rated player on Team 1 and the air player, is just going to sit there and build more artillery. He does have a base down here that he can play with, but I think it's just more going to be of an eco and support base more than anything else. Scathis percent, says Zio. It done. Quiet goes, yeah, that's right there. Zio's like, oh yeah, it's done. I'm receiving shots from it. Still hasn't done anything in response to it. His air grid is gone over here, just wiped out in a couple of volleys. The Team 2's air power is severely diminished. Tons of these Vespers. How many of them are there? There's 30 of them, outputting so many of those torpedoes. Of course, they are the Aeon, which means he did get some engineers back here. Yep, there they are. So they do have Aeon technology. Team 2 does not. That does give them that battleship, one of the only naval experimentals in the game, except for the Atlantis, which is very, very good for, producing ASF and bombers and all that stuff. I'm not a huge fan of deploying it in terms of like keeping it above the surface of the water for its AA. Usually keep it underneath the surface. I only surface it, launch them, and then drop it back down. We do see that now. Colorado receiving some firepower from the Scathis Unicap. Stop telling me it's been reached. I don't want to know that. I mean, I guess it's nice to know, but I don't really need to. Again, I think it's weird that it's not scanned, because usually, from what I remember, is that if a player dies, it's unit cap. Everybody else gets expanded by a little bit, so essentially you can still have the base. It's not like you have to control K half of the stuff if your teammate had 1,000 units. Just don't know why it's not doing that for him. I don't know if there was a setting on or something. It says 10,000, so surprised. Anyways, Scathis fire now raining down on Quiet Joy's facility, getting some shields online to defend. Does still have his SMD. Kind of surprised that Wi-Fi didn't go for some nukes. Looks like he's gifted over God of Osiris some PD. Probably just a micro, any sort of telemaser nonsense that could be inbound from Team 2. And there are 4 commanders on Team 2 that can do that, so that is a huge possibility. We've already seen Quiet Joey do that. So somebody else doing it on Team 2 is definitely expected. And it looks like he's actually teleporting. Where's he going? He's going down. Oh, he's just going to hide. Okay, that's probably smart. I don't have enough. Are you blind? Look at the PD. I killed 2 already. Says Quiet Joe. Well, I mean, he did kill 2, so that does, of course, kind of lead the Team 1 being a little bit more protective of the remaining commanders. Just battleships getting ripped apart by all of these Vespers. And, of course, they're being ground fired by these battleships inbound from Kane. And he's pumped out a lot of those. He's putting, I think, all of his eco into it, so he's really able to get those very, very quickly. This fleet down here in the south could probably pressure a little bit more from Team 2, but, of course, they are trying to wipe out the remaining stuff here from Team 1, specifically Wi-Fi. We do have some SACUs running around. Not the best use of SACUs, most definitely. They probably should have been Rambo comms. We do see that these units actually transferred over to Zio. They were originally Yellow Colorado, but it looks like he's transferred over essentially everything over to his teammate, except for his engineers. So he's trying to just spend some eco, but they're not really doing anything. Another Galaxy class online, aircraft carrier online, ASF not really being built by Team 2 Zio. Oh, well, they're over here. Never mind. That's why I don't know where they are, because they're not even nearby. We do see Scout. This has been started. It is in the green. Zio going for teleporter. Already has laser on board as well. We do see Wi-Fi again. Moved his Scout. That's what? Explosion? Oh, down here. SACU. Monkey Lord cleaning up the rest of Quantum Typhoon's old base. God of Osiris, again, just doesn't really have much left in this game. And that second Scathis is online. 2 Scathi online. Paragon has been started by Wi-Fi because he's like, why? And he's going to build, why are you building 2 of them? Oh, I guess he's reclaiming that one. Okay, I'm like, why are you building 2 of them? Also, I don't like the positioning, I mean, of where the Scathis are relative to the Paragon. These should probably move just in case that gets finished and blows up, because everything is dead. You might as well keep your artillery online at least a little bit further away. Scathis fire now raining on Kane's position. Katsu has recovered a little bit, but again, putting everything into the teleporter and the laser. So we possibly have 3 telemaser commanders for Team 2. Zio, Quiet Joy, and Katsu. I don't think, let's see, the last remaining player would be Yellow Yellow Colorado. And he has laser, and Ras doesn't have the teleporter, though. So we could possibly have 4 telemaser commanders here shortly. More explosions. Looks like the Rambos have dealt with the Monkey Lord, and the Monkey Lord goes, I'm going to rethink that idea and go north. And, of course, now we see a little bit more of pushing out here from Team 1's Navy. But now the Scathis is done. Second Scathis, of course, firing in tandem. This entire base for Kane is gone. 36 minutes on the clock. This Scathis is done. Second Scathis is done. Both of the rearguard air slot players for Team 2 just pumping out experimentals in terms of artillery. And now one going for the infinite money glitch that is the Paragon. We do see some mass FAFs being reclaimed just to prevent any sort of cascade effects. Do love to see that planning here from Wi-Fi. It looks like it's going after Han Solo's position. And a couple of Pigeons will possibly go offline in this volley. Nope. Some of them will stay online. Lots of ASFs. Team 2's Navy been completely derailed. We do see that the forces for Shaga just kind of halted for the time being. Multiple Galaxy class battleships and Tempest online. Nuke outbound from who? Team 2's Plan B over here from Katsu. And where is that going? The range on that thing isn't super great. And that's the range. Looks like he's going to strike. Katsu has been defeated by God Osiris. Looks like Katsu teleported in, wanted to go a nuke and go out in a blaze of glory. That is the first death here for Team 2, dropping this game to a 4v5, still in favor of Team 2. The nuke will land on top of that Tempest. The Tempest trying to move, but it is gone. It is a sub-nuke, so it won't do as much damage as a regular one, but it does kill off the support there, the Tempest, and a Galaxy, so not feeling too well there. -1 Scathis, says Katsu. What? Or maybe it's playing at -1. Maybe that's what he means. The shields are down. Repeat, the shields are down. Oh no, the Scathus is gone. Team 1's Wi-Fi has lost the Scathus. That's what he meant. And that Paragon is gone. It has ended its construction. Team 1's Wi-Fi still has a Scathus, so that's better than nothing. So that sacrifice played by Katsu kills off that Scathus, which is, again, very beneficial because having 2 Scathus is way worse than having 1 to deal with. We do see the Scathus for Team 2. Zio has taken significant damage, but it is still alive. So it can output 100% of the damage at 1 HP. You see all the shots raining in around it. Of course, some of them will miss and go off screen due to the spread of the watering can, not cannon. That is the Scathus. Looks like the shots are now going after, looks like that's XBOCT's base. Don't see anything too particularly important in here besides just, you know, normal structures. There is, of course, that Tempest still online, and those Vespers, they are just crushing Team 2's Navy. Look at this. There's still more. Last time I checked, there were 30. Now there's 37. I mean, obviously some have died, been reclaimed, all of that. So, and all of these battleships really can't do anything. I'm surprised that Kane doesn't go for the Yassaus. They would probably eviscerate those Vespers, but he's not going for them, surprisingly. He's just going for engineers, building a chicken. That's going to be interesting. I don't think it'll make it to the other side of the map with all those. Are those... Oh, look like they were harms. Nope, those are just torp launches. We do see a summit, a couple of galaxies down here, aircraft carriers. Each player... Galaxy for you, galaxy for you, galaxy for you. Summit for me. Everyone wants a galaxy. Scathus fire constantly raining in. The Calm of Zio is here. He does have teleporter, so he can teleport out if he needs to. Kane builds an experimental. That is that chicken. Salvation has been started by Wi-Fi, which he was probably going to build after he built the Paragon anyways. He just figured he'd just skip the Paragon phase of building Salvations. Now, Salvations are decent T4 artillery. They're usually built after a Paragon because you can just spam them out very quickly due to the infinite money glitch that is the Paragon. They are very good at keeping shields down in terms of their capacity. You have to have a lot of supporting engineers or SACUs or comp just to really keep, like, example, a shield online. It is possible. It is unlikely, but it is possible. And then having multiple Salvations is just death for a shield grid. Now combine that with like a Mavor, and nothing's going to stay online. Of course, this is a Scathus and a Salvation combo, so the spread isn't great for the Scathus and Salvation because it's not pinpointed. You can still do a lot of damage. You can see everything that's happened on Team 2 side of the map. We do see Monkey Lord still running around here for Zio, just cleaning up a lot of stuff. There's a couple of mexes still alive, a couple of other facilities. We do see Quiet Joe has actually landed forces over here and starting to reclaim. I think Subcom Brain starting to set in. Wi-Fi starting to not necessarily forget, but focus more on what's up here than what's down there. It is difficult, of course, depending on what time of the match it is, all that sort of thing. Team 1, 1.3k mass income. Team 2, 2.7k mass income. More than, roughly, double the mass of Team 1. And Team 1's about to finish Salvation. Wi-Fi sitting at less than 1,000 mass per second. God of Osiris now up to 3 mass a second. He was at 1. We do see that there is a nice little air cleaner over here. Didn't want to capture that. Just wanted to sit there and look pretty. Scathus fire still raining in. And a secondary Scathus online for Team 2 over here for Zio. So 2 Scathi online versus the 1 for Team 1. And Team 1's Wi-Fi desperately needs that Salvation. That PGen Mass Fab farm goes down. It is going to slow down the rate of the Salvation being built. He's not gating in any more SACUs. And it looks like the naval combat is now starting to side with Team 2 once again, and of course with multiple Scathus online. That's a lot of artillery bombardment. I think it's just bombardment, whether or not if it's arterial or not. Arterial makes me think of like veins or something, so it's probably just artillery or fire support. You could also call it fire support. That probably also work. We do see again that Tempest hanging out with a protect the water donut. Protect the water donut. Just all the shield builds. Are those shield builds even online? Oh, look, all the shields came offline at like the worst opportunity. We do see that Halthum is going to die. There it goes. But there are just so many more battleships for Team 2. The only thing is that those battleships will still not be able to reach Wi-Fi's base because it's so far in that corner. Wi-Fi at Salvation is almost in the green. This Scathus is exposed. God of Osiris dies to Quiet Joy. And Quiet Joy is killed off by Han Solo. Looks like it was a murder-suicide situation. Han Solo did have cloaking. And actually looks like it was a bug, possibly, that killed Joy. But that's just still a murder-suicide. Drops this game to a 3v4. Still in favor of Team 2. But now Wi-Fi has a little bit more mass income. Not by much, but, you know, something's better than nothing. And that shield grid's still online. All those hives. We do see the Scathus hiding inside of the shield emitter next to the Salvation. And that is an interesting upgrade to the Scathus, putting a shield inside, like inside of its housing, inside of the like artillery upside down leg thingamajig that is the cannons on board that thing. Salvation about to be done. And again, this is the issue with Scathus, is a single target is very annoying to deal with. If Team 2 had a Mavor, that thing's shield would already be gone. Just want to point that out. Obviously, the Scathus moves and the Mavor does not. Third Scathus almost online for Zio. That might be enough to crack the shielding if the shots actually land. And you can see, I don't think he's moved it over. He's ground firing here and he's ground firing here. I think he needs to move that icon right about here because it looks like it's spreading over a little bit too more to the east than it is to the west. You can see the shots. Like, some of them are landing on top of the shield, but a lot of them are landing over here. And it is difficult because, again, the Scathus is a spread, so you can't get pinpoint accuracy. But I think he needs to shift it just a little bit further over. Kane starts his teleporter. Everybody on Team 2 has a teleporter at this point besides Yellow Colorado, who has cloaking on board that commander. No, sorry, he has RAS on board that commander. Excuse me. Things go down over here. There's just stuff exposed. I hear a chicken somewhere. Where'd that chicken? Oh, nope, there's a chicken. There it is. The chicken from Kane makes it onto land. There's a couple of Team 1 bombers inbound, but that is not going to feel good for XBOCT. I mean, you could actually probably just turn that chicken and go after all of the naval headquarters over here. Take out the Aeon one, especially the one producing all those Vespers. That's really what's kept Team 2 at bay, is all of those Vespers. But we do see Yasa's online, so it looks like Kane heard me through the ether or dark ether once again. And these shields, oh, not feeling good. Second Scathus down here is online, almost online. The other one up there is still alive. Explosions do happen. What blew up? Oh, SSU. How is the Scathus and Salvation combo holding? Well, secondary shields are collapsing, but the main one barely stays alive. And the shields here for Team 2, Zio, go down. He needs more emitters. Oh, it's going to be close. This emitter goes down. Will the shield pop on in the last second? Yes, it does. Ooh. Oh, wait, I got to split things because I'm gonna miss it if one blows up with the other one. Okay, move that. Move over there. Got to go over there. And those shields staying online here for Wi-Fi just barely. And I'm going to keep a track of the rest of the map here with that the mini-map in the northern side of the screen. Constant bombardment raining in from both sides of the map. And still we have Han Solo hanging out with just cloaking. And that laser is kind of hanging out, not really worried about a whole lot. Oh, the shields go down. The Scathus and the Salvation are vulnerable. Another volley or so, and that'll be it. A lot of the hives are taking damage. There's that volley inbound. You can see all the yellow dots. There isn't an emitter. There's a comm teleporting in from Team 2. The shield comes back online, or at least the new one was built. And the comm teleports right next to a Pigeon. That's not going to go. There goes the Pigeon. There goes the Scathus. Salvation, 300 hit points remaining. Third Scathus online for Zio. And is this one over here? Yep, that one's fourth one has been started for him as well. And that comm, I wonder if it is not Zio. Looks like it's probably, actually the teleport goes away. Probably Shaga. And there goes the salvation as well. Just everything goes up. Team 1's Wi-Fi killed off by Zio's artillery. That shield was almost dead and would have been a huge turnaround for Team 1. Look at that artillery spread. Han Solo control Ks. It's now a 1v4. Kane wins the game, which means XBOCT either dipped or surrendered or whatever the thing that he did at the end there. But that is the game, folks, here. Almost 47 minutes on the clock here. Team 2 wins the game. I mean, and at this point, MVP, I mean, it either was going to go to Wi-Fi with all the artillery that he built, or it was going to go to Zio for all the artillery built. That's essentially what drove the, the final dagger into Team 1's neck or stomach or throat or back or whatever you want to stab him with, like Julius Caesar. Anyway, but to be fair, Shaga did a very good job with the naval incursion here in the south, cutting off essentially an entire half section of the map for Team 1. That's some assistance, of course, from Colorado, which probably could have come in a little bit sooner, I might add, but still, the support did came, and it really just shoved it back, forcing Team 1 into this corner. And Kane and Katsu doing a very good job pushing in from the east. They kind of got stopped from all of those Vespers. He did eventually build some Barracudas and some Yasaus to be able to fight back against the T2 sub-hunter nonsense. But still, even if maybe Team 2 broke through to XBOCT's position, they still would have had a hard time to get to Wi-Fi's position. It was essentially a matter of time of one of these players, either Zio or Wi-Fi, is going to lose their artillery, and then it'll just be a beginning of the end. And for Team 2, it was very quick. They killed the artillery, killed off Wi-Fi, Han Solo control case, XBOCT surrenders or vacate. I think he surrendered technically, or ended the match, whatever he did. Team 1 would have been the reverse. Essentially, Zaya would have been killed. And then Team 2 would have had this scaff that's still online. Probably would have gone over to Kane. Kane would have had it for a little bit longer, but that pressure from Team 1's Salvation and Scathis would have been enough to crack that shielding, and then that would be gone, and then it'd be game over at that point. Again, maybe Team 2 would have a little bit of a kind of staving off of death with all of this naval pressure, but still, it would have been a tall order. It would have been possible, but it possibly wouldn't have worked. I don't even see that plan B anywhere that was over here. It did launch that nuke. I just don't know where it went. Anyways, let me know down in the comments what you felt about the match, of course, and my pick for MVP, which is Zio. He was, again, very close to dying over here with the shield going down, but he made it. He just stuck with it. So, again, good job, Team 2, for winning the game. Unfortunately, Team 1 did not win the game, so if you were rooting for Team 1, apologies. If you're rooting for Team 2, congratulations. Thank you so very much for watching to the end of the video, and I will see all of you, of course, in the next one.